Welcome back to another presentation up to the time. Today we are going to be looking at another CXC question. So what's the question? Let's get straight into it now. This is the question here. This is a plane geometry question. It says figure 1 shows a quadrilateral ABCD. Construct the given figure. A rectangle equal in area to the given quadrilateral. So looking at this here that I'm going to be going through, how to change a plane figure into another plane figure and maintain its area. So there are three parts of this. First, you start off with a quadrilateral and you change the quadrilateral to a triangle, right? And then from the triangle to a rectangle, and then from the rectangle to the square. So the first part is we need to get a triangle. That's part 1. And then from part 2, we get a rectangle. And then part 3, we get a square. Right? Okay. So 1, 2, 3. But the question is only asking us for the rectangle. So once we get the rectangle, we are basically done the question, but I'll still show you the square. Now, however, to get to the rectangle, you need to go through the triangle. So this is step 1, then you go to step 2, and then from step 2, you will go to step 3 here if you wanted to create your square. All right, now let's get straight into it now. Up to time. All right, so I'm over here in AutoCAD. Now, how am I going to set this up? So let's read the information here. I'm going to magnify here. Okay, nice and good. So A to B is 70. That's what they tell me. Let me just go through this information quickly. What's the strategy for getting this information here into AutoCAD? What's the strategy? A to B is 70. So that's a straight line. B to C is 80. It's going to be at 60 degrees. Okay, so I can make that there. Now let's go. Alpha line, put on my ortho. A to B is 70. Okay. I want 60 degrees there. So I want 80, a distance of 80, tab, 60 degrees. Okay, I know that was going to happen. My 60 degrees comes on the right-hand side. I actually wanted it on the left-hand side. No problem, I would mirror it. Am I to mirror? Select the object and mirror it, erase the source object. So I still get back my 60 degrees. I can prove it here. I can open up there and trim. Touch in there and go properties. And then I just see total angle right here, 60 degrees there. Cool. 60 degrees. Now, at this point here, A to D. They don't give us the distance of A to D, but we know it's going to go up 90 degrees because the 90 degree symbol has been highlighted right down here. That's the perpendicular symbol, right? Perpendicular. That means 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Yeah. So I'll just send this line up. No distance. Not really interested in distance at this moment yet. What I need to do is I need to get a 45 degree line from D all the way to C. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to create a 45 degree line. Tab, and then go 45. Yeah. This is a 45 degree line there. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to grab it at this endpoint. Reason being, I'm going to grab it. So my 45 degree line is here. I'm going to grab it here and stick it at C. And then wherever it interacts with my straight line here coming up, I would know that's where my point D is. Let's see how this works. Yeah, let's see how this works. Okay, well, we're good. Now, let me just test to make sure the angle in here is 45 degrees. So I'm going to create R in there, trim. Yeah, it's 45 degrees. Total angle, 45 degrees here, right? So it's pretty much done. Let me just trim. Trim. You know what? I will leave this because I'm going to put 45 degrees in there, and I'm going to label this too. And text. I got to set back up my text because we didn't bring in a text. So up there would be D. Good. Good. B is in. A, this will be D, and this will be C. Let me change them. A, D, and the north down here. Because this is going to be 60 degrees, and this is going to be 45 degrees. D. A lot of people didn't know that you could do that. But in the symbol here, you can just go over to insert here. Symbol. I have a whole heap of symbols in here. I would advise you to just browse through there and see what they're in for, but you just never knew it was in there all this time. All right. So I got the question. So yeah, I got my first set of marks now. I have the given figure, not a problem. All right. Somebody's here now. No. Into their respective layers. Work. Change the size. So I'm just going to grab everything I need and then just put it into the text layer, right? So that's my shape there already. I'm going to copy the shape out. How am I going to copy it out? Because I want to show the steps. Look at that there. That's the quadrilateral. I'm going to copy this shape now. Right here. I'm going to get on to my construction layer and start. Now, the first thing to get the triangle, let me use my annotation. Points A and B are very important, and point C, because we need to create the triangle. Now, this is a four-sided shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the one thing we do know. Look at how I'm going to create this triangle. A to C needs to be parallel track. First thing, we need to extend the baseline, and we need to parallel track that right here. So we take the property and the angle of the distance of the line A, going from here to C. We parallel track that to D, and this goes down here. And this creates a new point. So let's call it A, B, C, D, E. Let's call this down here E, right? That's point E right there. Then what are we going to do now with that information? We're going to take the line C, and from C going to B, and from B right back to E. That would be our triangle there. All right. So let us do that. Okay. So L, a line from A to C. Then I'm going to copy over this to D. I'm going to extend this baseline here. All right. That's a parallel line. Now, that's a new point there. That's going to be point E. Now I'm going to create my E goes to C, which is the apex, and then C to B, and then B back to E. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to copy up my triangle over here. So I got my triangle copied. I'm going to move everything up so that I can use this below. Okay, good. So that's my triangle there, ECD. Right? Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to copy this triangle down so I can work with it. Let's work with it. Now, what we need to do, actually, I'm going to put this in the outline of this shape. I'm going to pull a line from the apex, which is C, apex or the highest point of the triangle, from the apex to the base. I'm going to pull a perpendicular line. Right. And when we do that, we are going to look for the midpoint of this line. Then we're going to project it to the left. Then I'm going to project it to the right. Now, what's the next step? I should have probably done this using my annotation. So let's go back and bring up the annotation. All right. So we're here at this point, and we're going to pull a line down to here. Yep. And then we're going to find the halfway point, and we're going to pull a line across here. That's the halfway point, right? So scribble the word halfway. Yeah, that's the halfway point. And now we're going to pull a line from D up here. And we get a perpendicular. And then we do the same thing from E up there, and we get a perpendicular. And that there would be our rectangle. So that would be the question finished there at this point. All right, so I'm going to do that. But again, I said I'm not just talking about the rectangle. I'm going to show you how to create the square. Because the question could have asked for the square. I'm going to show you all three parts to this question so that you'll be well equipped to answer a question like this if it does occur or does appear anytime in the future. Now, that's my rectangle, but I'm going to give it some points so that we're always able to identify these points, these corners. So we see, so the last thing we finished at was E, A, B, C, D, E, E. So we're going to move now to E, goes to F, then goes to G, right? E, G. About the G. Copy this out now. We got a rectangle of EFGB. I'm going to put this in an outline. right? EFGB is our rectangle. Now, what are we going to do with this now? We want to transform this into a square, okay? So I'm going to copy this again. Actually, I'm going to put the finished ones right here so we can see all the finished ones. And I'm going to copy this down, copy. The reason why I'm copying these all around is because I don't want anyone to leave it. I don't want anyone to get confused with the various steps. This can be very confusing if you just stack up all the construction lines on top of each other. Right. Now, what am I going to do? I need to create a circle, or a circle here. So C for circle at B to G. Open up, I get a circle, but I'm going to trim it to get a circle. I'm going to extend my baseline from B all the way out to the edge of my circle. Again, we need to give this a point. So it's E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, H. H, call that down here, H. H. Now what we're going to do, we need the distance between, we need to bisect the distance between E and H. So before I do that, let me come over here on my annotation and let's show you how this is going to work. So we open up a circle, or we have here from B, a semicircle, or no, quarter circle, right here. So we got a new point H. What do we do with this new point? We need to get the distance between E and H. So you can come here and you can set up a line, E and H, and you find the halfway point there, right? You always find the halfway point here. And then what are we going to do at that halfway point? We create a semicircle. I'm just going to try to see if I can create a semicircle there. No, that's rubbish. It's another shot. So it's a semicircle there at E and H. Then what do we do? You see this point here? We need to carry this up till it hits the semicircle. So this line B goes all the way up till it hits the semicircle. And then we got an interesting connection here that we need to put a new label to, or letter to. So we are H, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So here would be I now. This would be I. H, I. And then where do you get the rest? Now, once we get between B and I, we actually have one side of our square. We got the length. So that there is the distance, right? Once we got that distance, we can then make the square. We can then just measure out the distance and make the square here. And that's how our square would be constructed. All right, so let us now clear the drawing. We're going to do that. Okay. So what am I doing? I'm just projecting a line down here so that makes this construction easier. On my halfway line, so then I can bring it back here. Now I can create my semicircle there, between there and there. Trim. Then I'm going to project a line from B going all the way up where it interacts with the semicircle. Let me put a point here. P. Let me set up my points. So that's a point right there. And so that we know this is halfway, I'm going to draw a full line here. This line down. So that's how we know that's halfway. Okay. So the distance between B and this point up here, which is I, so I'm going to copy that over. That will be point I, right? Distance between I and B is 55. So that means the side of our square is 55. So I just have to produce a square that is 55 millimeters. Yeah, pretty simple. How do we do that now? Now, I can go see for circle. And I can pull up here, 55. So once I know that's 55, I can then either produce the square on the left or the right. I would do it on the left, on the inside. Then there isn't much information here. So then I can just copy this here. Line from there. That's my square. Just trim off. I'll leave this arc because it shows how I constructed my square. I'm going to give my square new points. So we are applying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and then this is K. H, I, J, and then this is K. What's my square in here? My square is J, I, B, K. So here we have our finished products. Production, sorry. Let's label these now, right? You know what we have here. This is triangle of equal area, the polygon. This is rectangle of equal area to polygon. And then this is square. Square of equal area to polygon, right? And this whole setup, let me just so this is the polygon that we started off with. The polygon. Actually, you know what? I am going to use the language they gave us. So it's not the called a quadrilateral. Yeah. Organizing this closer to join. Then lastly, I'm going to hatch the finished product. So hatch pattern. We'll work with that. We'll work with that. Right. That's the question there, finish. But we only wanted the rectangle from the question, nothing else. But I decided, like I said in the beginning, I was going to show you all three steps. To get from here down to here, you have to go through here first. That's the first stop. Then you got to go here at the second stop. And then here is the third stop. You cannot skip this process. All right. But the question only asks for this guy and this. So this is pretty much done. All right. Thanks for joining. I hope that everyone understood this. This is a short geometry, plain geometry to first create a quadrilateral and then create a rectangle of equal area to the given quadrilateral. I think it's very important. Let everyone see that they all have the same area. All right. It's going to put these into hatch. And now let's go. So let's select this hatch, which covers the entire shape, and go properties, and we can look here at area. It says the area is 3014. All right. So let's select this one. It says the area is 3014. All right. Let's select the square. It says the area is 3014. So that's one way you can prove to yourself that they all have the same area. All right. I hope you please share this video with others, like and subscribe to the channel. See you again next time. I am out.